from learning chemical and mathematics, I can set up a spice industry in Sri Lanka as a designer, as a manager, as a procurement person. Even our people are doing very good job in the procurement here. Supply chain, it is a mass balance ultimately. The mass balance, where we have learned, it is from the chemical and process engineering. Especially the multinational companies are willing to take chemical engineers for the procurement side as well. So I came to this company as an intern. One of my friend now is in a nuclear power plant in Canada.
Right. Can I ask, what is it about this industry that interests you and drives you so much?
The problem solving.
Hello everyone, and welcome to I AM from DCPE, where we talk to the alumni of the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering to get an idea about what it is that they really do and what kind of impact that their work has on the world. Our guest today is a chemical engineer. He started his career at Industrial Solutions Lanka as a trainee engineer, and he has swiftly risen through the ranks. He now holds the position of Technical Director at Industrial Solutions Lanka. He is something of an expert in sustainability and wastewater management, having contributed to make Industrial Solutions Lanka a leading engineering consultancy company in Sri Lanka. He is also committed to helping undergraduates and students and serves as an industrial advisor and consultant to the University of Moratuwa. And of course, he is from DCPE. Mr. Rushanth Chandrabose, it's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Sure.
So to start off, sir, we want to talk to you about how you managed to come into a university, or how you choose your field of study, and how you went into the industry. So could you start off by telling us a bit about why you chose engineering as your field of study?
Yeah, I had my interest on chemistry and mathematics.
Right.
So I thought, and my background is business. My father's background is business, and especially the spice industry. Okay. So I thought that from learning chemical and mathematics, I can set up a spice industry in Sri Lanka. So I thought I should make some value addition to the spice, and that was my dream. In addition to that, I had some dream on the water treatment as well. So I want to treat in 2004 or 2005. I had some dream that I want to treat seawater. It should we need to make we need to address the water issues. So those are the two interest area that made me to select the chemical engineering and the engineering.
Right. That's very interesting. And so when you came into engineering, so I suppose choosing chemical and process engineering was also a part of your plan?
Yeah. And when I selected especially I selected the University of Moratuwa because I'm from Kandy.
Right.
But I want to go to University of Moratuwa because I want to learn the chemical engineering. Right. So I thought the University of Moratuwa is the best place to learn chemical and process engineering when you are comparing other universities in Sri Lanka. So in 2004 or 5, I have done my A-levels in 2008. But I thought that I will be a chemical engineer in 2005. So it became true now.
Right, it's very impressive. So you had a dream since your childhood,
yeah,
almost, of becoming a chemical engineer, and which came to life. That's amazing. So how would you describe your life at the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering? When you came into the department, you had an idea of what a chemical engineer was, I'm sure, because you had that dream since your childhood. So from that perspective, how did you perceive the department to be? And how were your 3 years there? What kind of experiences could you share with us?
Yeah, actually 3.5 years. Yes. Because after completing the first semester, we have selected the field chemical engineering. So I was got my GPA, which I can select any kind of field. But I thought my first choice is a chemical engineering. So after getting the good GPA, I selected for the DCPE, and where the place where the DCP is the best place, as you know that we have a good relationship with our professors and lecturers and academic staff. That helped me to interact with them, and the guidelines what they have given is directly impacted to my lifestyle now also. For example, when we had a good lecture from Professor Ajit Alvis. In that lecture, he has done he never give any kind of learning material, but he has just give one literature review. He asked us to go through that literature review and come back with your findings. So that is one of the biggest change in my life. After that, whenever I am seeing the problem, I will go through the initially I start up with the problem solving. I'm starting up with the literature review. After that only I will start to approach the problem.
Right.
That was that are the one of the, I just gave one example. Like that, there are so many examples. And in the DCPE, the friend circles, I normally interact with everyone in campus. So that now in the industry, same thing I'm doing.
Right.
So that was the.
So those interpersonal skills that you really help you in the industry.
Yes, and especially I got after completing the first completing the degree, we had in the chess we had some program. In that, social harmony award is given to me because I am interacting with everyone.
So you got the award?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. I think now still, even as we are members of the chess, we still hear a lot about from Jagat as well about how social harmony is important, and that's even included as part of objectives.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's one of the main things that they try to inculcate within the department, and that's great to see that you have been recognized for it and appreciated for it as well. So how would you say you definitely had plans when you were since your childhood? You were not someone who was vague about your career. You had an idea of what you wanted to do. Can I ask, when you finished your studies at the DCPE and when you went out into the industry, I mean, you said you had an idea to develop your spicing idea of what you wanted to do. So can I ask those plans transfer to your plans as a fourth-year student? How when you were planning to enter the industry?
No, when I told I had two plans. First one is the water treatment, and second one is the spice.
Right.
The fundamental is the spice, but I had some other plans for water treatment.
Right.
So when the department has asked us to select the industrial area, I selected the same company where I'm now working.
Right.
So at that time, this is just 6-month-old company. They don't have that so many staffs. Only we had around one chemical engineer. She was working on wastewater treatment section only. Right. So I came to this company as an intern.
Right.
So after that, after completing the internship, I got opportunity with them to work as a part-time. I started to work with them.
Right.
So
even
throughout my fourth year. So after completing my degree in the fourth year, directly within 1 or 2 days, I joined to this industry.
Right. Can I ask, what is it about this industry that interests you and drives you so much?
The problem solving.
Right.
Like environmental problem solving, especially if I'm saying we are addressing environmental problems. As you know that in that time that Ratupaswal area incident was there. So that in that time we are in the campus. So we thought that we should address the national level problems, not only the national level problems. Now the waste is a global problem. So that makes me to that showed me that from using the chemical process engineering concepts, I can solve any kind of environmental related issues.
So you all as students understood that there were fundamental problems in the country and even in the world, and that chemical engineering was one of the keys to solving those problems.
Yeah.
That's also great. So you came to this organization again after your graduation. Can I ask how your path was from where you started to where you are now? How did that proceed?
Yeah, when I selected this, when I select my career, the first concern came from my family, because I came to this company as just a very basic level salary. It was around it's just a 4 digits, 4 digit salary.
Right.
Only so that time I had a big problem with my father. Father is telling you go and start manage my business. But I thought within 6 or 7 months, I made that myself, not only the salary, the impact I made to the industry made me to recognized.
Right.
So after that, that's what the main thing. When you're starting your career, you should not think about your salary. So after that, after achieving some goals or something, after achieving, the salary will follow you. That was the main thing I adapted from as joining this company. In addition to that, if you're coming to looking at my pathway, I started in a very small scale projects. At that time, it will be around 200 to 300,000 rupees only we are making as a project. But now we are dealing with not only in Sri Lankan context. Now we are doing project in Indonesia and mold use, and there are so many areas currently we are focusing. And currently we are doing also so many projects for the wastewater especially. So that made impact from like that only we have started. After that we came to medium level. Now we are in the very good position in Sri Lanka. I think we are one of the leading company, those who are giving the environment related solution for the industries.
Right. So you talked a lot about how you like the problem solving aspect of chemical engineering and how that could be applied in areas like wastewater management and sustainability. So engineering at its core is about problem solving, about practical, realistic problem solving that actually has an impact on people and places. Why do you think chemical and process engineers should have a special focus on problem solving? And how do you think people should approach that? Because even Vishal has told me that how the way you solve problems was very inspirational, and how you approach problems is something that he can apply even in real life. So what do you think the key to problem solving is? How that thought process should work?
The first thing I told, the background study, that means the literature review. I normally start with the literature review when I see the problem. I initially start up with the literature review. I will start to read about so many things, but they have done not only for the project works. I'm telling about the real life also. So after learning about the background only, I will start to work out. What is the problem? The solution. You can give the solution in so many ways. You can give the solution by using rocket science and everything. But ultimately, the solution what we are going to give should be in a practical way. Yeah. So that from the chemical engineering, what we have learned, as you know, that in the chemical engineering we are learning about the unit operations, we are learning about the biological stuff, we are learning about the physics, and we are learning about the mathematics, and even we are learning about the logics. So these 5 principles help me to solve any kind of problem. So we have a overall knowledge. When you're taking other engineering disciplinary, just stick it to one point. But chemical engineering, we can focus on the civil engineering related stuff. We have the idea about the civil engineering aspects. We have an idea about the mechanical engineering. We have learned something on the electrical. So all this area help me to prove myself.
So like they say, chemical engineers are universal engineers.
Yeah.
Like that element of having a holistic all-round knowledge and that background.
The overall knowledge,
really helps the problem solving process.
Yeah.
Right. And sir, also, you've been someone who has a lot of experience in the industry, but also been kind of a bridge, I would say, between the industry and the universities. Because you've been a visiting lecturer, you've been in the consultation board when the universities are trying to liaise with the industry. And what has been your experience like, the bridge between the industry and the university? People say there's a lot of discourse about this in public. Some people say that the undergraduates of our universities are not to what the industry expects. And there are some problems like that people do talk about. As someone who has seen both sides of the picture, and as someone who's very informed and well experienced about this, what do you think your thoughts are?
The first story we should think about, as a leader, when you want to become a leader, you should create some followers. Yes. So to create the followers, you need to get the students to give the proper training. Then when you are giving the exposures to them, they will create, they will lead you, even they will do much better than us in future. So that will make happy for us. That means even if you are taking my life, within 8 years I have trained more than 30 to 40 engineers. Not only from the Kadubadda, from the Peradin University and other universities. I am doing because that made me the self-satisfaction. So I think that if I can expose the market to them, they can survive. They can create so many jobs. Like so many of my trainees are now in a very good position. So that make me happier. That not in the monetary buy, but in my self-satisfaction.
Right. Can I ask what some of your trainee engineers are now doing? Maybe some examples.
I have around 4 engineers in my office now.
Right.
They have trained under me, and now they are working in my company. So when I started this company as an employee, I had only one chemical engineer, but now 4 of them are working with me. In addition to that, now they are in very good. There are so many of my trainees are now following the master's degree in environmental engineering, and some people are in the in a competitive companies like other same competitor company, they are competing with us in a friendly manner. That means we are not that much. We are even in that night also they are asking us to give some solution. It make me that when you are having the knowledge, when you are having the knowledge, if you can share it, it will make you happy rather than keeping in a book or just keeping in your mind.
I asked you those questions, sir, because I heard a lot about you from Vishal as well, and we know what kind of inspirational figure you are and how good of a mentor and a supervisor you are, because you seem to have had a big impression on the undergraduates, so that's why I wanted to ask you questions. I think engineers should, on all levels, no matter what the seniority level, they should always be an inspiration to the people working with them, and especially when it comes to young engineering undergraduates, like inspiring them and training them is one of the main aspects. I think another thing that the passing on experience. So I think you are an exceptional figure in that. So yes. Another question that I did have is you are in this industry now, the industry where you're talking about wastewater management and giving solutions and as a consultancy. Where do you think this industry is going to go forward, and what plans do you have personally for working in this industry, and any plans you have?
When it comes to the wastewater treatment, I thought initially it was only that treatment, but now what I'm looking at, waste to value addition. Right. Even every kind of waste we can do the value addition. Currently I have start up a new concept called waste to value. In that concept now we have started to develop, it is a new company we have started recently. In that company what we are going to focus is, we are going to add the value to any kind of waste. So this will be the good potential market for every chemical engineer, because when it comes to you are saying a waste, even this glass can be a waste, this electronic items can be a waste, the battery is a waste. There are so many potential items we can proceed as we can consider as a waste after using some time. But after the disposal, we are not considering about it. We are accumulating the waste, we are just dumping the waste. Rather than saying the disposal, we are dumping. In Sri Lanka, the dumping is one of the biggest problem. If we can segregate every waste and we can try to add the value addition, it will be a good market for not only in the Sri Lankan context, but in the global context, everyone are looking at the addition, giving the value addition to the waste. So that will be the future. In my perspective, I think the waste to value addition will be the next market, in the next global market, we can focus as a chemical engineer.
That's a very admirable initiative, I think.
Yeah.
And especially when you talk about industries or any kind of processes, the waste is a big factor, and cutting down on waste and maybe finding ways to give a kind of a circular solution.
Circular economy, yeah.
It back. So I think that's a very good idea. And so you talked a lot about sustainability and that part as well. So I just want to ask you, these days, especially when whatever scale the organization or the industry is in, sustainability is a big area. Everyone is talking about it, and it's all the rage. Everyone is trying to implement it. Everyone is trying to say they do it. We sometimes don't know if what they're doing. They call it sustainability. We don't even know what they're doing. What role do you think chemical and process engineers have to play in this? Because we see a lot of people there are a lot of, I think, job roles related to sustainability and environment, and even lots of, I think, various engineering disciplines are involved. What's the specialty do you think that chemical and process engineers have to play in this role of environmental management and sustainability?
Especially the chemical engineers can start their work from the concept development. First one, they can focus on the concept development. After development of the concept, the implement areas chemical engineering can work. Even the maintenance. These are the 4 areas. I think as a chemical engineer, we have the potential to work on this field. In every kind of sustainable management, you need to develop the concept. If you want to, as I told earlier, if you want to add the value to the waste, there should be some concept. That concept development we are going to gain from the chemical engineering. Only the engineering, I think, chemical and process engineering is the only solution for the environmental engineering. The product development or any kind of thing, we need to focus. We have plenty of opportunities in this field. As a designer, as a manager, as a procurement person, even our people are doing very good job in the procurement. Yeah. When it comes to the procurement management, So many, especially the multinational companies, are willing to take chemical engineers for the procurement side as well. Even for the value addition or sustainability, we can that there are so many potential area we can focus as a young potential engineer to get recruitment.
And those are all growing fields.
Those are all growing field.
Especially procurement is also part of supply chains. And
supply chain.
And whenever you talk about global businesses, they have one of the supply chain is one of their most critical.
Yeah, when it comes to the supply chain, it is a mass balance. Yes. Ultimately, yes. The mass balance, where we have learned, it is from the chemical and process engineering.
Very true. Since you came to that topic, sir, I would just want to ask you. I think served as an advisor or a consultant to talk to the universities about the curriculum, about the engineering curriculum. You have about that?
Yes.
What kind of insights have you drawn from that? So you would have an idea of what kind of engineering knowledge the industry needs and what kind of engineering knowledge is given by the department. So what kind of insights have you gathered on that?
Actually, I am one of the member of the DICB. So when we are in the DICB, we are giving our ideas and the concept what we can do in the curriculum.
Could you just explain what the DICP is?
Department Industry Collaborative Board.
Right.
So that is the board where the industry and the academics interconnect, and we discuss about the syllabus and what are the things we need to do in the syllabus. And every year we are gathering in the campus, we are discussing, we are doing plenty of work to develop the curriculum of the chemical and process engineering. What are the things we need to develop and what are the things we need to add, what are the things we need to eliminate, and we are discussing on that board. And as from the industry experts, we are giving our idea and the concept to the department on that platform.
Right. And also you mentioned that you interacted with a lot of people during your time at university. Yeah. And as a board member in chess, as the treasurer, I believe.
Yeah.
You would have had a lot of chance to interact with people. So where are those batchmates of yours? Can you mention maybe some of your friends who are in positions holding engineering, maybe it could be any other field also?
Yeah, one of my friend is now he's in nuclear power plant in Canada.
Right.
And I can say that from the Hydra money, engineering manager, the general manager of the engineering is now my batchmate.
Right.
And if you're considering so many of my friends, like when it comes to the research side, there is one leading company called ATG. In that company ATG, the main research scientist is from my batchmate, and they are doing plenty of good work in this industry. Not only I can say all my 80 almost from my 80 we had around 80 numbers, but now I can say around 70 to 60 people still in my contact. We are discussing, we are in the Facebook, we are discussing, we are calling, and that make us appeal. We are spending the time with them still. Even if I'm going to any foreign country, we are going to meet them, and we are when they are coming to here, we are discussing and we are just chatting, and it is a very good fun activities when you are spending the time with your DCP friends.
Yeah. So I think it's also great to hear what kind of top influential positions that your batchmates have. And it just goes to show what kind of potential and what kind of a scope of work that a degree like this gives you to do.
Yeah.
It gives you a very holistic understanding, and wherever in the real world where you need to solve problems and look at things differently, understand the basics, and do a good background study and further develop and add value, I think anywhere like that is suited for like someone like a chemical engineer to act in. So considering that, what do you think? How would you define what chemical and process engineering is? As someone who has been in industry, also worked with the university, I think you would have a lot of good insight about it.
As I told you earlier, as a chemical engineer, we are gathering the knowledge on several areas, like we are doing unit operation, the process and the mathematics, and we are doing the physics concepts and biological concepts, and when you are taking electronic concept, electrical engineering concept, everything we are applying to give the better solution, or we are trying to provide a better product from these concepts. the person who is handling these is a chemical engineer. Is apply by having this knowledge, is giving the solution to product development or is giving the solution to the problem. That's the thing chemical engineer is doing currently. That is the thing, in my view, that is the thing I'm seeing as a chemical, and I don't like to say it in a chemical engineer, because when you come to the chemical engineer, people are thinking that we are only doing the chemistry. But it is far beyond that. We are doing chemical and process engineering. When you need to introduce yourself, it's better to call it as a chemical and process engineer rather than call it as a chemical engineer.
And that's also the important parts, the process engineering.
Process engineering. Rather than you can omit the chemical, you can say it as a process engineer.
And that's actually where all the value is.
Yeah.
Where processes are everywhere. Wherever you look at, wherever in the world, however else you might see it, it's all processes that drive industries or companies or whatever it is. Processes are the key to.
Actually, the process is chemical engineering is one of the subsidiary of the process engineering. You can consider it as it.
Right. And so, finishing off, as a last final question I want to ask you, what kind of advice? You've been a mentor, I think, to a lot of training engineers, a lot of undergraduates, a lot of engineering students. What kind of advice would you have to someone who is maybe just started studying chemical engineering, chemical and process engineering, or maybe someone who is considering to study chemical and process engineering, and maybe is hesitant and maybe doesn't really have a full understanding of it? What kind of advice would you have to give them?
I like to say that when you are starting the career, don't stick into the negative vibration. Because as you know that if you think, now currently if you are looking at the news or in any kind of thing, then just try to omit the negative vibes. Once you try to omit the negative vibe, the positive vibe will start to follow you. That will make huge impact, because once you cover with the positive impact, you will have the potential. You will easily explore the what you need to do, because as even in this crisis, so many industries are now closing down. But I omit that negative image, the negative vibe from me, and I start to now I don't like to see the news, because when you're looking at the news, the negative vibes only they are saying that there are no jobs and everything. But currently, last 1 or 2 years, if you're considering, when you are having the positive vibes, the people are actually doing very good work in the market. Not only so, don't try to stick to the negative vibes. Just focus on the positive vibes, so you can easily get the things done. It will explore the not only. I don't like to say that you can focus on the environmental engineering. There are plenty of chances, plenty of opportunities is available in the market. But don't try to stick that. We don't have any kind of job. The job market is reduced. That kind of negative vibe will make big impact.
And that's not even true.
Yeah. Yeah, it is not true. If you are just omit that, you will have plenty of opportunities in the market. So just try to focus on that. That will make you interested to learn what is your interest area. Like even the polymer engineering, even the environmental engineering, every kind of engineering is having the good potential. So just try to omit the negative vibe. Just focus on the positive things.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rushanth. I think you've given us a lot of insight, and it's been really valuable listening to how your experiences were. I think you're someone who is very inspiring, and as someone who has done a lot of admirable work in the industry, and I think you will go on to serve a lot more and make a very lasting impact on the world around us. So thank you so much, sir, for taking this time, your very precious time. I can see how busy you are, but you took this time to sit down with us and talk to us and talk to the future of this country, the young undergraduates as well. So we are very thankful for your time, and thank you so much for the words and wisdom that you have shared with us here.
Thank you very much for your opportunity. Thank you.
And we will be back soon when we talk to another illuminating personality from the DCPE yet again. Until that, goodbye.